With Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
A little roundup for today because that's what's mostly in the news, whether Dr. Drew likes it or not. James Cameron, highly anticipated Avatar sequels, stopped filming in New Zealand due to the coronavirus.
Oh, no.
The first sequel is expected to come out December 21st, 2021. 3 more sequels expected out 2023, 2025, 2027.
Wasn't the first Avatar 9 years old now or something?
At least. I've never seen it. I'm the only person on earth who's never seen it.
It's good. It's objectively a good movie. You just no need to rush out and see it.
Well, there is no rush now.
I didn't end the 3 hours of Avatar thinking, boy, could I really use more Avatar in my life.
Maybe that's why they're spacing them out every 2 years.
Yeah, I had the same feeling. Like, yeah, it was 2009.
There you go.
82% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's up for Best Picture. It was the favorite. It lost his ex-wife, The Hurt Locker.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
right. That's right. That was a big story.
Yeah.
That's right.
I know you want big names. I don't have a big name for you, but for all you Frozen 2 fans, the girl that played Honey Marin, Rachel Matthews, has tested positive for coronavirus. WrestleMania 36 will go on as scheduled, but in that super creepy post-apocalyptic no spectators way for a wrestling match. That's going to be at a training facility in Orlando. You can stream it, do pay-per-view on WWE Network. Crowdless.
I got to tell you, it was, we'd talked about it before, but it was good for the debate. No crowd.
Substantial.
Guys were able to have ideas and exchange and wasn't playing to the crowd.
Right.
It's impossible to do it.
Does the same go for WWE?
There's just no full backyard wrestling.
They don't need. Oh God, I have so much disdain for people who go to those things. Sorry, cousin Sal.
Oh, come on.
And Lee with your mom.
Lee.
Maybe I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Oh,
I'm just jealous. That's all.
Also, this one almost killed Conway. Churchill Downs has rescheduled the 146th running of the Kentucky Derby.
That's so dumb.
That's going to September. Well, they can't have everyone all squished
They
together.
don't need
I guess,
anyone there.
in the mustard crowd. That's true. Al Roker doing the weather from home. He's nice and safe.
Nice and dry here.
The weather I hear traffic reports pop up every day when I listen to radio. What is going on with it's the year 2020 and it's weather and traffic? What is going on?
I don't claim to be I don't even know what show he's on today. The Good Morning America. Okay, I don't claim to be a huge fan of those shows, but I've accidentally caught the weather report once or twice at a doctor's office or whatever, and he doesn't even do anything. He's like, the weather. Now let's throw it to this guy for your local weather, and then local guy comes
Sweet
in.
gig.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yep.
All right.
As Dr. Drew said, there's a shelter-in-place order for San Francisco. I don't know if this affects your family, Brian. It's 7 counties, I think. San Francisco, Santa Clara, San Mateo.
Yes, it does. San Francisco.
Marin, Contra Costa, and Alameda. Santa Cruz.
What's the definition of shelter in place?
Stay home.
Or get arrested?
Because that's what Drew was saying. It's not like barricade your door. There's a crazy person on the loose. It's just like it's a quarantine order.
Is there a legal definition? Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, you got to look up the definition of shelter in place.
Nothing in here about a curfew, but I'm sure they'll.
Well,
yeah,
everyone has been asked to self-quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that we already have.
Right.
Now, this order must mean something beyond that, and there must be some compliance, and there must be some fines or some arrests, or there must be some enforcement
some consequences.
For this. So,
San Francisco Mayor London Breed said residents should stay home except for essential needs, and all but essential businesses will be closed. The order will last through the 7th.
Should stay home.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I should stay home, but I'm coming here to work.
Well,
what
that's
does
the
that
other
mean?
thing. I heard, they played a cut last night that's like, by all means, go walk your dog. Just stay away from people. So that language, to Drew's credit, is confusing.
Oh, so you should stay at home rather than evacuate somewhere and seek a community shelter, something like that. Okay. All right. Boy, did we it's really bad timing because when all these other pandemics hit, we weren't total gaping pussies. And now we're this fucking ashtray-sized pussy. And it hits. Yeah. It's perfect.
Well, and that's
perfect
the
storm.
meme that's been going around. Like, when other, giant crises of the past, what do they ask you to do? They ask you to hit the front lines, sign up for the draft. This is, please stay on your couch and watch Netflix.
Yeah. It's
a little different
bad
world.
timing for our society.
Speaking of couch and Netflix.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I had a Victory Garden up there that I never got back to.
The Greatest Generation.
I love that Springsteen song.
I was just watching Tucker Carlson last night, and he started talking about a Victory Garden. I was like, oh yeah, what's wrong with it? I mean, in a time where we could salvage some positivity here, everyone's talking about food shortages, long lines, and
Guess
blah blah
what?
blah. Put that up on the freeway sign.
Yeah.
Start a Victory Garden. But I'll play a little clip, and I found it to be interesting.
At the beginning of the Second World War, the federal government encouraged Americans to start growing their own food. Within a year, families across the country had planted 18 million so-called Victory Gardens in their yards, in public parks, on the front lawn of the White House. By the end of the war, those plots were producing as many vegetables as all the commercial farms in the United States combined. Normal people doing it themselves for their families and their neighbors. That used to be the way people lived. In a crisis, it still is. When it comes down to it, you are in charge of protecting the people you love. You, no matter what they tell you on TV.
Victory Garden, yeah. I mean, now I start thinking, it's like, what if everyone just had their own garden?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people live in apartments, and then you have to... But you can live in apartments that have planter
gardens.
boxes and co-ops, and you can have planter boxes
Preschool has
with
a garden.
things in it and
That's
stuff like
true.
that. What if there was a movement toward that?
That'd be
The
wonderful.
other thing we do, too, is we go... Everyone's all up into pesticides and how this factory farming is hurting the soil and the top layer and erosion and dust bowl. And then a third one is when you say, hey, we got to beef up the border. They go, who's going to pick your tomatoes? Who's going to pick your fruit? It's like
Me?
They go, the agriculture industry needs people to come in to pick your, and I'm like, well, maybe we pick our own tomatoes with our kids.
And this seems like the most... on both sides, liberals and conservatives, what more could you possibly agree on than growing your own garden?
This is the Venn diagram.
This is it.
Yeah, and it's going to vary a little from where you live, but there's no reason not to have if you're out in this neck of the woods, a lemon tree and an avocado tree, and certainly Roma tomatoes are easy to grow. And it's not only is it good, not only does it take a lot of the pressure off the supermarket lines and all that kind of stuff. It's good for your head. It's just in general, it's a good activity to participate in with your kids. So, Victory Garden, let's bring it back.
Let's do it.
What's wrong with that?
You know who's going to outlive us all? Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent. Yeah, well, the other thing I was thinking about is
100% bullshit.
Oh, give yourself some credit, Ted.
The other thing I was thinking about was if you are a bow hunter and you got a freezer in your garage filled with elk meat, not a bad time to have a bow and a Victory Garden. You have a freezer filled with some 900-pound elk you slayed with your bow last summer, and then you got a freezer full of that stuff cut up, and then you got your Victory Garden in the backyard.
You're fine.
You're doing okay.
That's right.
All right, what else you got?
On the other side of the spectrum, for the rest of us, many cinemas across the county and country are closing. Universal Pictures has decided to make its movies, including the upcoming Trolls World Tour. I don't know if you're familiar, Brian.
Oh, I've seen the trailer.
Available on demand at the same time they were supposed to open in theaters. So this is kind of a new angle on the theaters closing or pushing back the date of your release. According to the Hollywood Reporter, movies will be made available on a variety of on-demand services for a rental of basically $20 a pop, most of them. Parent company NBC Universal will also make movies in theaters like The Hunt and The Invisible Man, available on demand starting Friday.
That's really good news.
This comes after box office hit a 20-year low last weekend, of course. So that's the new way.
Yeah.
Invisible Man's really good, everyone. You should rent it.
I really want to see it.
I think, you know what I would do? I would pay for a rental.
Yeah.
I would pay an extra surcharge. I'd pay an extra $4 if it was like the Wolfman. You chain me up. When there's a full moon, you lock me in that room.
No matter how much I beg.
you don't let me hit the pause button and go get some more Doritos or take a shit. have found that I whack those movies up into bite-sized morsels, and I almost can't stop myself.
Yeah.
Like
The phone's right there.
Some point I go, just pause it. I know where we're at, and I'll just get up and go in the kitchen, grab some grapes, and I'll just come back, and then some point I gotta take a piss, pause it again. I can't be trusted, and the experience is so much stronger when you just go soup to nuts, right through,
100%.
which you're forced to do at a movie theater. And I don't know if there's any data on this, but the over-under on pausing on a 2-hour movie at home must be 3.7 times for the average American.
Yeah, they probably know that.
Yeah.
And it takes the experience and it diminishes it.
And you're already watching
I can't
it on
stop myself.
And you're already watching it on your couch with lights on and noise, so it's already diminished.
Yeah, I have home theater. But I hear what you folks are, what regular. I mean, that's not regular. I mean, more than regular.
Am I the only weirdo who shuts all the lights off and shuts all the shutters?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay.
I would do
He doesn't have to,
but I would
but-
still, I couldn't trust myself not to pause.
Well, and especially now because some of these are giving you 48 hours to watch it.
Yeah.
As opposed to just, 3 hours, that's the movie.
See, I need... You click buy, we start now. The movie's 107 minutes. You have 108 minutes to enjoy this, and it's going. And that would force me to do it. But I can't. I feel the same way. I've always felt that way about Kids and The Grinch That Stole Christmas. As soon as it came out on Blu-ray, it's over.
The specialness is gone.
Yeah.
Right. All right, what else?
McDonald's taking a big hit, kind of. They're closing all their dining rooms. And they're hoping that the franchises will do the same. U.S. company-owned restaurants' dining rooms are closing. The company owns about 5% of the approximately 14,000 U.S. restaurants, requesting that all the franchisees do the same, just leave the drive-up open.
I wish I was still working at McDonald's during the coronavirus because my gig was sweeping a mop of the dining area.
Oh, yeah. You'd be at work.
Which is the worst. Well, behind the
Looking
grill.
good, Carolla.
Behind the grill was bad because you stand on a big old griddle the whole time, just stand there searing beef and patties and stuff. But the sweeping the mop of the dining area came with a healthy dose of humiliation because you'd have friends that were coming back from the beach on the summer and stuff, and they're eating their parfait, and you're having to get around their feet and stuff. One time a guy, for some goddamn reason, had like a Rolex watch or something, and he set it on the tray. I don't know what he's doing eating at McDonald's. Like, are you rich or you're not rich? You got a Rolex, you're eating at McDonald's. He dumped the tray in the garbage, and he lost his watch, and I had to sift through all the McDonald's garbage.
No.
Yes.
Whoever's watching it sifts through the trash.
You lose the retainer, you go searching.
Well, that's lose-lose because the guy had the Rolex, so he's certain way he thought about himself, and then he also ate at McDonald's.
Right.
So he went right to the counter and like, hey, excuse me, my watch is like, I need someone to like whatever, and that someone was me. So thrashing around garbage and tartar sauce, looking for a Rolex, you can avoid that. You can avoid the humiliation of the sweep and the mop.
Right.
Of course, the actual verbal taunts of the kids on the skateboard who humiliated me when I was out in the parking lot doing the sweep and the mop of the outdoor area as well. We can now all avoid that.
Great.
Thing of the past.
Wow.
For now.
I wish you had a time machine so I could go back and work at McDonald's.
Never thought we'd hear you say that. Mel Brooks' son, Max, has a message for all of us. He has a little PSA about social distancing. It's about, 45 seconds long. And Max, who's a writer, talks about why it's important to keep away from his famous father. And just as you're listening to this, Max is outside. Mel walks into the shot behind the glass, inside.
Saw this, yeah.
It's cute.
Hi, I'm Max Brooks. I'm 47 years old. This is my dad, Mel Brooks. Hey, Dad. He's 93. If I get the coronavirus, I'll probably be okay. But if I give it to him, he could give it to Carl Reiner, who could give it to Dick Van Dyke. And before I know it, I've wiped out a whole generation of comedic legends. When it comes to coronavirus, I have to think about who I can infect. And so should you. So practice social distancing. Avoid crowds, wash your hands, keep 6 feet away from people, and if you've got the option to stay home, just stay home. Do your part, don't be a spreader. Right, Dad? I'm going. Love you.
A spry 93.
Yeah. Also,
Very
it's so ironic that, first off, his son Max is 47. He looks like he's 26.
He does.
Yeah, he's
Number
a
one.
young
Number
looking
two,
man.
did the Jews really need to become men at 13 when they look like boys at 47? Think
Good
about
point.
this practice. Black men become men at 13.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
They got whole families. Some of them working multiple jobs.
Is this Ernest
I didn't know
talking?
that's what you meant.
Is this Ernest talking?
Just asking. Say the Jews.
Yeah.
The
what?
Jews.
I'm
I
sorry.
said the Jews. Ernest.
I thought I heard you say
Earnestly
dirty
Bigot
Jew.
is saying, of all the people that don't need a bar mitzvah, I've seen Mexican fellas, full mustaches at 13.
Oh, you don't say.
Jews, full mouth full of braces.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Peach fuzz.
They got one of them yarmulkes with a wind-up propeller on top of it.
No, they're not wind-up beanies.
Yeah, I've seen them. You seen a wind-up yarmulke?
No, never. And I've seen a lot of yarmulkes.
Oh, yeah, wind-up Jewies? I've seen them.
Wind-up Jewies? That's not a thing.
You said Jewy.
No.
Oh, you said Beaner.
No,
I brought up Mexican guys, and you said, oh, Beaner.
No, they're not the spinning beanies that frat boys from the 50s.
Mexican jumping beanies.
No, I
You
don't
check the tape.
I'd love to check the tape.
I said Mexican boys 13, and you said Beaner.
That is 100% inaccurate.
I heard what I heard.
Mr. Bigot.
I know what I know.
I'm sure you're speaking your truth.
You can call me Ernest.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. You're just asking.
Yeah. Tell you what. He looks like he's 14, that boy.
Yeah.
He was that young boy we saw in that
Max Brooks?
PSA there.
Yeah.
That boy had himself a bar mitzvah 35 years ago, and he's still not a man. I checked that kid's pube count. 4.
He let you do that?
1 on the balls, 2 on the shaft, and 1 on the pubic bone.
Mr. Bigot, you seem a lot more concerned about the Jews than they don't need you to be concerned about them.
You say Jew?
Yeah.
You got to watch them.
Why?
They spread out and they plan.
No, they said don't be a spreader. Hashtag don't be a spreader.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They get together before you know it. They're running the banks, they're running Hollywood, all the important stuff.
So I guess those things are in good hands.
The point is this. We check on the Jews. You keep your eye on the Jews.
This is starting to sound familiar.
Yeah.
I don't like it much.
Did I set my wallet down in here or did I put it leave it in the car?
I don't
I'm gonna
have
go
it.
check. Anti-Semite always said my great aunt.
Yeah.
Anti-Semite.
Oh, can't wait to hear her sage words.
She's always said and by the way, she's not talking about the North American spotted Jew. She's talking now we have a domesticated Jew.
Oh,
here.
do we?
Well, it's a Jew that is
Assimilated?
well, you know how dogs come from wolves,
Yeah.
but there's no such thing as a lap wolf.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So you're saying that
You go to Israel, they got the Krav Maga, okay?
the Krav Maga?
That's what I'm saying. Hairy, big forearm guys.
Muscular.
Speak with an accent.
Right.
Those guys
Well, they
are
speak
all
a different
business.
language.
You
Yeah.
see Raid at Entebbe?
No.
All right.
Yes.
You know my Aunt Debbie?
Fantastic.
I'm just looking for a name that rhymes with Aunt Debbie. Those are combative Jews
Yeah.
over there.
Well, they have to go into
We
combat
bred 'em
to protect
down.
their
We bred 'em
country.
down over here.
Oh, I didn't realize we were being bred.
we got the merchant Jews here. That's different than them Jews.
You know, I've been going to Hebrew school from preschool to high school, and I never
You monitoring
learned.
those people?
No, I was taking classes because I'm Jewish.
What?
Yeah, I'm Jewish.
You're Jewish.
I had a bat mitzvah and everything.
But you're so nice.
Thank you. I'm a real Jew, both sides.
But you work 2 jobs.
That's
You're
true.
honest.
I am. A lot of us are.
But you have good posture and you're
Yeah.
not constantly
Nagging.
You're regular, just Jewish person.
A real Jew on both sides. Russian, Lithuanian, Romanian. The real Jew, the shtetl Jews.
Shtetl Jew. Mm-hmm. I don't know that band.
That's not a band. It's like the peasant village of Eastern Europe.
All right, well, I'm going to keep my eye on you, too. And
good.
Anti-Semites definitely going to be watching as well.
You be passing out stars later? Mm-hmm. Yellow ones?
Nancy Grace, what do you think of Ernest Lee Bigot?
You know, Mr. Bigot, I have been listening to your ramblings for the better part of 6 minutes, and I gotta tell you, you can take all that trash you talk and you can march yourself right out that door.
Oh, wait a minute. I just was contacted by Natalie. What's her?
Holloway?
Holloway's
You
ghost.
get Natalie Holloway's name out of your mouth.
She's just contacted Natalie Holloway's ghost contacted me. She said, "Tell that cow to shut up."
Natalie would never speak that way about me. I am her biggest supporter. And Natalie, you and I will talk later. And you know I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I'm late. I'm supposed to have brunch with my best friend, Vandersloot.
Adam, you do not speak of that Vandersloot boy.
I love that kid. That kid's got moxie.
There is a
That kid reminds me of a young, earnestly bigot.
So you're going to go find a nice little girl when she's on vacation and disappear her into the night?
You do a lot of
get
finger
away
wagging.
with it?
I tell you, there's no proof that says Vandersloot killed any of those girls.
Oh, Adam, you better tread lightly on this subject.
What the hell was his first name?
Yorin.
It's me, your friend Yorin.
Yorin, yeah. Hey, Vandersloot, how you doing?
Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, man. Sorry I'm late for brunch.
Oh, don't worry about this. I've been catching up on emails.
I'm sorry I brought this cow with me.
I do not believe what I'm seeing right
She's
now.
not a fan.
My two least favorite human beings, the two human beings on this planet that have caused me the most pain and trouble in my whole life. Together eating omelets?
That's right. And guess what we forgot to say? Grace.
Good one. Good one.
Okay, that was good. I can't fault you for that.
Can't argue with that
I can't
one?
argue with that. I can't fault you for saying it.
Yeah, listen, I've crunched the numbers, and turns out Joran Vandersloot over there is innocent as the day is long.
Well, first of all, I do like that you call him Urine Vandersloot, because that is what I would like to do all over him.
Joran Vandersloot?
Yeah, Joran. Yes,
Joran?
Joran Vandersloot.
No, you can call him Urine. I'd love for everybody to get around in a big old circle and urinate on this Vandersloot boy.
Look, there's two reasons why he's innocent.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this, Adam.
He's not one of the trouble... Adam, you talking to earnestly bigot here.
Oh, he's still here?
Yes. He's not one of the troublemaking nationalities or religions.
And what
That's number
exactly
one.
do you mean by that,
I don't
Mr.
have time
Bigot?
to list all of them, but you know who they are. And his parents are rich. That's how I know he's
That
not
is
guilty.
exactly how I can tell you that he is guilty, and he gets away with it because of all this affluenza.
Don't forget the body was never found.
Yes, he is affluent. That's for damn sure. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, Gina's got to go do a crazy... What do you have to do?
I have to go get on a corporate call in case, our building catches on fire.
And figure out, what the protocol is moving forward.
That's right. Because since we're a news station, we can't just go off the air and play music. So we got to make sure that the news goes on 24 hours a day.